Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Kodak Alaris webinar on Portfolio Update and Perfect Page Technology. Thank you for joining in. We will begin the session shortly. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Kodak Alaris webinar on Portfolio Update and Perfect Page Technology. Thank you for joining in. We will begin the session shortly. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Kodak Alaris webinar on Portfolio Update and Perfect Page Technology. Thank you for joining in. We will begin the session shortly. Good morning, everyone. We are starting the session now. I'm Gauri Ambadekar Raje. Welcome to the Kodak Alaris webinar on Portfolio Update and Perfect Page Technology. During this webinar, we will share the latest update on scanning and software solutions from Kodak Alaris. Perfect Page Technology provides state-of-the-art capabilities for image enhancements, even for challenging or mixed batch documents. It's a key advantage that you can present to your customers. So learn how to do that during this session. So in terms of the format, we will have Mr. William Gann, he's the channel manager for Southeast Asia, to present an overview of the session. Post that, Mr. Jing Teng, solution consultant and pre-sales for Southeast Asia, will cover the main session. We will then follow this up with an interactive question and answer session. So over to you, William, and Jing Teng, I'm giving the control to you.
Thanks, Gauri. Good morning, everyone. This is William. I'm the country manager for South Asia for Kodak Alaris. Thanks again for everybody spending the time for the next 1 hour to learn from us on the our product portfolio and also the perfect page. Jinting, can we have the slides? Yes. So today, what we're going to cover is, as what you can see in the agenda here, we are going to look into the current challenging landscape of the document capture today and how our perfect page is going to address all these challenges. And after that, you'll see a demonstration of the perfect page demonstration from my colleague Jinting. where thereafter we will introduce you our current product portfolio and solutions, and followed by the Q&A. Next. So today, when we look at the current environment, is so different from the past, right? In the past few years, where we do see, in the previous years, or years ago, customers are always looking into scanning, where they just want to scan to archive, and all those scanned documents are being stored for the latest purpose for their business applications. As long as that, when they scan their documents, the image that's being produced by the scanning device, is readable and is understandable by the users from the view of the human eyes, is acceptable. So the quality of the image at the time is not really that crucial. So scanning, again, is always in the eye of the user, is viewed as a slow, time-consuming process, and most of the time is always largely centralized operations, where customers do a lot of batch scanning, store it for the later usage. But again, as years goes by, next, the technology has been advanced very greatly. We are looking more and more into digital transformations environment. Customers are looking into how to do document classifications, making use of their DMS, looking into business process automation to create workflow to how they actually handle the data, and more emphasis on the image quality grows. Reason being why is that because when the data are required for any of these business applications, the data becomes very crucial. The quality of the data becomes very important. And where the data actually comes from, one of the source of the data will be your scanned documents. So imagine if those documents are being scanned years ago, where users are not really looking into the quality of the data. What happens after that is that when they're trying to do any extraction of the data, they are not able to get the accuracy of the data that is being required. And customers or users are start looking into various kind of solutions. VRS, image processing board, that's part of the scanning devices that allows you to clean up image, and it actually create a very huge machine footprints, and usually they are very expensive and require a lot of manual intervention, where the users will need to correct all these images. Next. The last 2 years, what I've seen is that their customers are slowly looking into distributed scanning. In other words, is that instead of they looking into more of the production scanning at their back end, they are having more and more of those distributed scanners, A4 scanners, right at the front end. Reason being why is that because when they scan their documents, they require the data to be extracted at the entry point. And when the data is being extracted, is being used for their business application process. And that what it means is that customers are starting to looking into advanced capturing, the robotic process automations, on how they can actually automate certain work tasks. Artificial intelligence are all part of the requirements of the today customers business applications requirement. And this is all part of the digital transformation journey. And at the end of the day, the image quality for every scanned documents is become very crucial and important to all the customers, because the data they require is crucial to their business applications. Next. So you may have seen these slides as if you have seen my presentation, in the past, is that this slide is is a slide that we all face when we talk to the customers. Automating the business process. Digitization is basically the first step. And for the past 4 to 5 years, customers have already started this digital transformation journey. And that's when the customers start to do a lot of investment on the business applications on how to automate their business processes. And in the early years, where the heavy investment are being put in the business applications, most of the time the customer actually overlook the importance of the scanning device. If one of the source of data required is actually the physical document that required to be scanned. And the scanning device are often being regarded as office peripherals. So less budget being spent on that, and the scanner with they'll have a low quality scanner device that in the end will produce a lower quality image. And it actually has a big impact to the entire automation of the business process, because the poor data quality will have impact of the end result that the business applications will produce. Next. This is an example of the why image quality really matters. So imagine in one of your physical documents that do have a character B, but because the quality of the physical document itself, where the character B does not have a very clear image, and when you scan this document, the result of the scan document, the character that actually reflected in this scan documents appear like the 8, the character 8, number 8. But what happened is that the impact of this result is when the customer application extract the data from the scan document, this result is being stored into multiple databases. When the user's applications basically required this data, and when the users actually extract the data from the database, assuming let's say if the users require to extract with the name called Bob, spelled as B-O-B, but what happened is that the result of the scanning is stored as 80B. So when the users make an inquiry and extract the data from the database, it does not actually deliver the results that the end customer required, because the database actually stored the data as 80B instead of Bob. This basically explains why today the image quality of the scanned document is very crucial, especially for today where we talk about the digital transformation, where customers require to automate the business process and require the data to be acquired from the scanned document. Next. These are some of the example of the poor image quality. When you scan, from some of those physical documents, where the scan image can be skewed, wrong rotation, black line due to dust, and you may find some background noise. If you look at this image, you'll find there's some dotted line in the background. Or when you scan those documents, you may find those images that give you a very blurred images. These are all the results, not only coming from the condition of the physical documents, but also the quality of your scanning devices. These are some of the examples of the physical documents that the customer may have. Some of the documents may not have a very good white background. All documents, as where you can see on the center of this slide, where especially if customer require to extract certain data out from a typical invoice, and where if your documents, the physical document itself does not give you a very clear content, what happens if you scan? everything looks so blurry. And or if you have a document with a watermark, what happens if you scan this document with watermark? There'll be chances where you are not able to read those wordings behind this watermark. Next. Now I'm going to show you a short video of this perfect page of how we can actually address all these challenges that I shared with you earlier regarding about the image of the scanned document. Over to you, Jinting.
Thank you, William. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Jin Ting. Okay, so what we have saw just now was a quick video to show what the Kodak Alaris scanners has, and this is, I believe, most of us is pretty familiar with. It's what we have been mentioning and we have been talking about is the perfect page technology, right? That was found in all our scanners. Now, why was there this emphasis to do so, right? Why was this what's so good about this perfect page, right? So, as we have explained just now, was that a good digitalization transformation journey, it always involves data from many sources, and one of these sources is definitely people. Now, to have a scanner to actually give you a good image to start out with is always better, right? If you look at the milestones that we actually developed the perfect page, we somehow developed it in the early 1990s, right? So this is about 20 years of innovations, and all these innovations comes from feedbacks, observing how people, how the paper has evolved, how people are doing scanning, and what kind of documents they are doing the scannings. So what you see in the perfect page, right, it seems to be easy. It comes out from the drivers that you are familiar with when you're so-called installing with the Kodak scanners. But actually, there are really a lot of so-called technologies, a lot of R&D efforts put into all these features and functions. Now, the idea is to give you the perfect page at the first scan, right? So you will be glad to find that it is available in all our scanner portfolio, right? Whether when we go through the portfolio for the Kodak hardware, you will see that all the scanners, models that you see comes with perfect page. Now, perfect page does not come with any additional cost, unlike last time where if you guys are familiar with is we use VRS or use some kind of imaging imaging board, processing board to actually do those. For your information, last time when we first come out with the first imaging board, I believe the cost was about 100,000 plus just for one side. One side of it's either that you apply this to the, of course you apply this into the first side of, or we call it the front side of the image. But it's 100,000, for just one piece of hardware, right? But of course, that's why we came to this development of this perfect page. We want to deliver a good image to everybody at a much lower cost. So this is to improve the OCR data extractions that we long foresee that people is going to do that. And of course, if let's say the applications that you are using does not come with all these features, this is already available inside the drivers of the scanners, right? The perfect page of the scanners. Okay. So, sorry, I think I accidentally mute myself just now. Okay, so what you see on the right-hand side of the images are the original documents, right? I have two documents, right? One with different color tones, right? Today we cannot control how people pass their documents or what kind of format that they pass their documents with. We can't control the source of the documents, right? We are expecting it from many different sources, many different suppliers, many different customers, right? So it might be that it contains of different tones in the incoming images, right? There's a lot of different tones, right? Right. So when I convert it to a black and white image to do an OCR reading, right, I get nothing here. I get nothing here. There was the image, the information on the image is already lost, right, through the conversion of the color images to the black and white, right? Those that is more dark, maybe you get to see, but you see, you lost data in this so-called these regions, right? So what about this piece of sample, right? This piece of sample, right? This is a very transparent kind of paper, very thin, transparent kind of paper, right? With a watermark, right, on this middle. Okay, so this is the color image of it, right? The original of it. And when we convert this to a black and white image, right? So the watermark is actually interfering with the so-called data that's found onto the image, right? So when you're doing an OCR reading, you cannot possibly have a very good results because of this watermark, right? So now let's see if I turn perfect page on or I have perfect page in my Kodak scanner, how the result will look like, right? Look my paper. Go. Aha. Wow, it is different. Again, we are seeing that this is the original documents, the same documents that we scanned just now, right? It is still the same, right? But now we can see that we can capture the so-called the street address, the company name that comes with the image, right? See? Because on the original image, this information is rather faded or whatever. Now this is a very common thing in carbon copy of a paper where the original text is already fading out, but through perfect page technology, right, we are able to actually analyze each individual pixel and to give you this result that you see, right? This result that you see, right, in the image, right? I switch off that watermark in the background, right? Okay, perfect page, I switch off the watermark background. You can see the text that is appearing onto the same thing is much better than the previous example, where on the side here is on black, right? But you can see that perfect page can intelligently analyze and say, oh, this is some kind of watermark. Okay, let's switch it off. Let's switch it off, and so that you can see the text that's in between, right? All these things, right? So this is what perfect page helps you to do so, right? From out of the box, I do not need to change one setting, and you will be able to get these exact same results that what you see on the screen. All right. So the next thing is what I'm going to show you is a demonstration of what we meant by auto color detection, right? That especially in the FSI industrial, where sometimes they need to have a lot of incoming documents that has a mixture of color documents with their ordinary black and white documents, attachment, supporting documents. This is where last time they said, oh, when I see a color color documents or whatever, I want to turn on color, so-called, I want to switch this image to a color image, right? So let's see how Perfect Page help us to do so, right? Okay. So let me change, let me load my documents and change the screen a little so that it is easier for you to see the results, right? See auto color detection. Right. Let's see what happens. Aha. Okay. There's only one image created because this is a color image. Now, what I want to bring your attention to is the QR code. No, not the QR code. This is a QR code from the view, right? Okay, but what I want to show you in this demo is that, look, the whole thing is actually most of it black and white, right? It's mostly black and white, right? There is only a small portion that's of color, right? So in most of ordinary scanners is that they will likely to miss out all these things. They will likely generate this into a black and white image instead of color. Now, as I mentioned, we cannot control the sources of the documents. And I've really seen cases where, you know, the requirements were so stringent that even if, let's say, there was a, you know, just a red mark, so-called marking on a piece of paper, hey, I want that document to be in color. So through using the Perfect Page that comes with our scanners, right, it's very easy for you to actually just create this, right? And it would work with any of the series of the models of scanners that we have, right, in the Perfect Page, right? So this is auto color detection that I'm showing you guys. Right, the next thing, right, is what we meant by color dropout. Okay. All scanner manufacturers will have what we call color dropout, right? Comes in, I'm dropping out this color red, I'm dropping out this color blue, I'm dropping out this color green. Okay, the reason of doing so is when designing a form, right, I want to drop out this color so that I can get the end result, okay, those that's in black, right? To do an OCR is to facilitate the OCR reading of an image. That's why last time when we fill out forms in the government agencies, you will see that, you know, you have the whole form in the color, right? So for any of the normal so-called scanners, right, is that they will only allow you to drop out one channel or at most two, right? But what if, let's say, you have a mixture, right? You need to drop out, you know, forms that, you know, come in any color form. I cannot be so stringent to say that, oh, I only drop out this, you know, everything in blue. I want to let the scanner decide. You know, I want to let the scanner just do the job and, you know, give me the end result. Okay, so what can our scanners help you to do that? Let me show you, right? I'll be scanning 3 forms, right? I'll be scanning 3 forms of 3 different tones. Okay, let's see what happens when I do so. Let me clear this so that it's easier. Right. Right. Now, if you see my screen, the first one is green, right? The first one is actually green. The original form is green color, right? The second one is actually red. The third one is actually in blue, okay, blue, right? So actually for Perfect Page is that we do something different. We have what we meant by, you know, looking for the majority colors. Like in the color dropout, we will tell the scanner, okay, if you find any color that is the majority of it, drop it. So in this case, I don't have to worry. I don't have to think, oh, this one is you know, a red color. I have to have a profile to say, oh, drop it. This set of document is, you know, blue or whatever. I have to have another profile to say drop. No, I just create one. I just create one profile, right? To do so. Now, a lot of these features you might see in the competitors, you might see in other so-called scanners. But is that even though it's the same kind of functionality, we go the extra mile. We know that nobody does this thing so stringently, so straight, right? So we anticipate the scenarios and the conditions that you might actually face in the actual production, and that's why we came up with many kind of so-called ways for you to actually configure what you want. Right? In this case, I just have one profile to drop out anything, right? To drop out all the colors that I see inside, to help me to facilitate all these, OCRs that I want to, or to read this character nicely for me, right? This is the perfect page technology that is running in the background, just behind, right? To help you to achieve all these things easily. All right. So now coming to the last demonstration, right? The last demonstration, we want to show something when is commonly done, and nowadays we submit a lot of documents that has a lot of photos or whatever, right? So we all know that converting a photo to black and white gives you a very horrible result, right? You barely can see the face, right? But what we do in our Kodak scanners is that we have what we call we apply a technique to the photos, right? So that when you're converting it into black and white, you have this nice looking photo that I'm going to show you in this demonstration. Again, let me load my paper, right? And I have a little surprise in this demonstration, right? Let me just clear the windows first to right. Okay, I am scanning a application form for passport. I'm scanning forms for claiming car insurance. Right. Aha. See, this is the photo. Right. This is a color photo. This is the original, documents that comes with this, right? So when you look at this photo here, it does look much better. There are so-called tones that's actually shades in these black and white photos, right? So it doesn't matter where your photo is. What Perfect Page does is, right? If you can see the screen, right? No matter where your photos is, right? What Perfect Page does is that it will go and analyze the image again, right? And once they detect that this is something like a photo, they'll apply what we call an error diffusion to the whole area of the photos, right? Then this is what your image will look like, right? This is what your image will look like. Okay, so this is good. You can see the you don't have to scan this in color or whatever, right? I can just look at the back. Oh, the details are good, right? Okay, the details are good. Okay, this is good, right? Okay, so just now I've demoed a few of the so-called more useful feature and functions of the Kodak Perfect Page technologies inside, right? There's a reason why we win these awards that you see in the page here, right? And you may think that so what is it about winning this award? Okay, or what's so special about this award, right? These awards are actually given by independent bodies that they compare our scanners among other competitors, and they do an independent review of what our scanners can offer. They run tests. We don't tell them, say, oh, you must test this way or whatever. No, they have their own tests. They test with different models, and then after coming up with the test result, is that hey, some of our scanners are even able to win award year after year. It's not just win 1 year. No. I can win in 2016, 17, 18. This is the so-called the recognition that the markets, or an independent body can give to any of the manufacturer, is that hey, this is really a good product that's coming from a company that's, you know, that designs scanners for digitization, right? So one of these tests that they actually run, right, by this buyer's lab, right, buyer's lab in US, right, is that they do a comparison on the OCR accuracy derived from the scanned images, meaning they run a test with 3 different products or 4 different products or whatever, right? So they are testing this extraction of these OCR characters inside these images. They have a way to actually find out, right? I was also, this is done by BLI. Right? This, you know, this result you can actually go to buyer's lab, you know, request for the test result. So they run it with some of our competitors. The first competitors, it came out about 85.1% accuracy, right, on the images. Second one was about 40%, right? It was like more than half of the, you know, the text that you actually scan, you can't actually read it. You know, there's been no way for you to do an accurate extraction or OCR rate. Now, Kodak scanners, if you, the result that was given was about 93%, 93%. We clearly give a better, you know, a more better image for this OCR, reading this OCR extraction to people, right? So how does Perfect Page helps you, right? Seeing so much demo of it. Okay, first thing is that it makes your life, you know, it makes the digitization smoother. It makes it more simple. It reduces the human intervention, you know, like I have to adjust a lot of brightness, contrast, so I have to have multiple profiles or whatever, right? Okay, all these are, you don't have to do this, right? Most of the time, the default settings in the Kodak scanner will give you a good image. It will give you a good image regardless of what are the sources, right? Okay, so second part of it is the consideration in this. We also have a smaller file size when we create all these so-called images, right? A lot of people will think that, okay, everybody will write their algorithm for like what we are seeing, right? Actually, no. Actually, what we actually test through is that, but it was an independent test by BLI also. And what I saw was that the file size is for the same kind of condition. I'm talking about same kind of condition. It is smaller. It is actually smaller from the competitor, right? So you may think, today in today's world, nobody cares. It's not like 1 megabyte of space is going to cost me much, right? But when we talk about digitization, when we talk about, you know, storing, you talk about going to the cloud to do storage, right? A smaller file size actually matters. Comes it with the with the kind of information. And I'm saying that in today's world, right, whatever information that was coming as compared to 20 years ago was about more than 10 times, right? So multiply this by 10 times, it is a cost, right? So actually a smaller file size, but at the same time giving you a good image quality is still an important quality, right? It's still an important criteria, right? Okay, so as I always you know, talk to the partners and the customers, that I always tell them that in order for you to do this digital transformation, and we know that, in fact, when we run through studies, we read through blogs from these you know, writers, is that everybody knows that I have to do digital transformation in my organization, and this is really a big word, right? It does not just consist of just, you know, converting all your paper documents to a digital form, right? But it is that we have been running on forms or paper documents for the last 20 years, and how much information are there in all these forms? Right? You have to get it. You have to get this digitization journey right in the first steps. The rest of the so-called advanced process, RPA, AI, can play its magic only when the incoming source is as good as the image quality. If you have something that gives you a 40% accuracy, your advanced, your advanced process at the back will run at 40%. It's as simple as that. So get your first step right first. This is the first part, the most important part that a lot of people, a lot of customers has neglected, to find that whatever advanced process that you run behind does not simply smash up. And yet they fail to realize that actually at the very first part they got it wrong, right? Okay, so you will be glad to know that all our Kodak scanners runs on as long as we use our drivers, it runs on Perfect Page. Perfect Page is there. It's there to help you with this digitalization transformation journey, right? Right. Over to you, William. Right. So let us look at what the Kodak Alaris portfolio update has for our 2020, right? So this is a brief introduction of the journey that we have been through. 1990, we have our first production scanners, all the way up to the current where we have our infuse, right? So just now we went through Perfect Page, right? Perfect Page was introduced in somewhere in year 2000. That's about 20 years. 20 years of refining, the Perfect Page algorithm, building more and more functionalities inside. Right, I believe right now that for the whole portfolio there was about, I think about 30 plus kind of Perfect Page technology that's actually inside the scan. Right. Okay. So we'll definitely be a number 2 in the production, market, right? Market share leader, right? So this is the portfolio that we have for the year 2020 at this moment, right? What we see here is the distributed so-called scanners, right? Or the A4 scanners, okay? In fact, all the A4 scanners, right? What I would like to bring your attention in these A4 scanners are, we have something like from a portable scanner, the i940s, right, to something that you can actually build a customized solution and place it into the scanner yourself, right? So we have the Scan Station 730EX Plus, and of course the infuse that I will have more details on the what infuse is for, right? But basically think of these 2 models as giving you an ability to define your own capturing process, building an application and planning it into your organization. Okay, right? So what we have here, right, in the production or the A3 scanners, A3 scanners are the i3000 series, right? The i3000 series that has been the workhorse in a lot of FSI, departments, bankings or whatever. They like this because of the footprint that it offers, the stability of the feeding mechanisms, and the run rate and what it can actually perform per day basis, right? We have the 4000 series. That's the beginning of the so-called the more mid-range production scanning, where a lot of government agencies that still archiving, they were likely to pick this 4000 series up to the 5000 series, or even when we talk about the 5650S, the Soto scanner that allow you to actually let the scanner sort out your documents for you, in a sense of, for example, you're scanning a huge text of documents with a small piece of checks, right? Instead of me, running through the 500 pages of documents after the scan, right? I let the machine sort it out for me. I let the machine pump out all the small checks into one output tray, while the rest of the documents go to another tray. Now this is a 5650S, right? And if you would like to see how it performs, right, you can go to YouTube, right, and just type in Kodak 550S or 5650S sorter machine, right? you'll be able to see the kind of speed, the kind of way that we actually design the system to help customer to perform all these daily tasks, right? Okay. We also have our software portfolio, right, where we have the Capture Pro that's been around with us for so many years, right? Many years. This is a work-based capturing solutions, right? You have a good scanner, right? That's one thing, right? You still need a solution or software to actually help you to, manipulate the images that's coming in, do some QC, indexing or whatever, right? Okay, so that is where you have Capture Pro, and these are liked by our so-called BPO customers, that they find that this is really simple to use. It's easy for their operators to use this capturing software, and it offers what they are looking for, right? To get the image in fast, right? Because all these partners are actually using very fast scanners, like 4,000, 5,000 series scanners, right? So Capture Pro will be able to actually manage the speed of these images that's coming in, and let them do their jobs, right? Let them verify, let them see whether it's okay, and that's it, right? Okay, so we are saying, okay, today we are saying, oh, the market has evolved, right? The market has changed to, they have more needs in their capturing path right now, right? So they need customized scanning workflows, and this is where we introduce the info input solution, right, which is a web-based style of capturing, right? This info input solution will allows you to actually do more so-called a lot more customizable workflows, or your scanning workflows, your way of capturing or whatever, right? This info input solution. It has two variants. One is basically the batch version of it, right? Where it's like you open a browser, log to a server, and you start to do scanning as if like you have the program running in your the program that's installed in your software, but it's actually running on the web, right? It's running on a web browser, and it's on a network. Now you also have what we call the transactional capture version of it, where we know that a lot of customers are actually, they are using their different kinds of applications, the line of business applications, Salesforce, SharePoint, or to do their daily business, right? What transactional capture allows you is that they allow you to build a button into their solution, right? They allow you to build a button into that solution, and when you need to input so-called get documents or get images from the paper documents, all you do is you press the button. You press the scan button that is shown on the screen, and the images will just be pumped into that line of business application directly, right? You just simply send, you just finish whatever you need to do, and you send the image back directly into SharePoint or Salesforce or whatever line of business application you're doing. So we offer different ways of doing things even when it comes to scanning, right? So this is a quick summary of this the software portfolio. I feel this is a very quick one. SNMP, right? SNMP connectivity. Right? SNMP stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. Right? We all know that this SNMP is a protocol that's used by those MFPs, where they allow the customer to actually monitor how much they run, what are the things that how much they can actually so-called scan per day, or how much they are using the MFP. So this is to facilitate the MPS player to charge the customer when it's time to do so, right? So we know that all scanners does not run on SNMP protocol. Okay? You cannot say that I want to monitor a scanner with SNMP server console or whatever. You will not. You does not understand. Now what we did was we realized that for this MPS players is that they are having some pinpoints with them, is that their customers are using them to do scanning instead of printing. And these players, they make their money by charging by printing. right? So what we did was that we allowed them, we built a SNMP agent, right, to allow our scanners to be, connected to their solutions to be viewed that it's just another so-called device to be monitored on the network, right? So that they can use their whatever existing management software to actually monitor the scanners. They will tell the customer, hey, Mr. Customer, you have a more so-called more critical or heavier scanning be done. Use the scanner. Use the scanner. Don't use the scanner and PSI. Will break down and that's it, right? So this allows the partner to actually give the Alaris scanner, another way of doing things, right? We allow this to happen, right? This is an agent that, let's say you guys are interested, you can just look for us for further notice, right? So we also have what we call the integrated cabinet. What we see here, right, are all these devices. They are actually very commonly found in the desktops or the desk space or those front customer facing environments, right? You have your card reader, your scanner, your whatever thingy, right? Having all these different devices on the desktop, it makes the desktop, right? And you have to find ways to actually integrate all these items into solutions, and if let's say anything breaks, it's a hassle, right? It's a hassle to actually go and look for the manufacturer. This thing is spoiled or whatever. Then they tell, hey, troubleshoot another one. Now, what we offer in an integrated cabinet is everything 1, 2 in 1. Right? Our scanner sits on top of this integrated cabinet. Right? The integrated cabinet will allow you to do multiple functions, right? Like what you see in the video that I'm going to show in a while. So what is good about this integrated cabinet is that there's only one installation. You only need one power source. Okay. It's not, imagine just now with all those devices, right? You still have multiple power source sometimes, which is maybe not so common, right? In the desk space of these places. Right? So everything is all in one. It brings down the cost of integration lower, and it supports a variety of so-called devices that you can see in the picture. Now, what I'm going to show you in the video is a product that we actually manufacture for one of the security bureaus for China. Right? You'll see that they are using their own kind of cards to actually do the recognition. Let's take a look. So this is the S2000, right? 2050 sitting on top of the so-called the integrated cabinet, right? Once this thing is fresh up, it just turns up. You have a strip reading, you have your bank card reading, NFR, their social security card, basically their social security cards. Fingerprint registration, fingerprint recognitions, right? Of course, our scanners, right? It's just sitting on top, so as to keep the footprint of the scanners as small as possible. Right, there are multiple things supporting that. You can see that there's a lot of USB ports that's behind the integrated cabinets. Right. So what you see in this video, right, is that there are a lot of so-called plays in this item. Now, it just come to a point where the partner will ask me, oh, I don't need all of it. Maybe I just need the thumbprint of it, right? Okay, we understand that. That's why we'll be looking into having, or they will tell me that, oh, I have a different way of reading the card in my country. they don't read it in the other way. Well, you'll be glad to know that this device is customizable, right? As long as you can find out how these cards or these so-called these informations are read, right? You are able to, the manufacturer will be able to so-called manufacture and customize the device according to the needs. All right. So this is the integrated cabinet, and there are many ways, or there are many fields that you can play in, like hotel, front counters of banks, or even your immigration securities, right? The USB, there are so many USB ports, because they know that I cannot design everything for everybody, right? So if let's say you say, oh, there's no video, I need a video cam, right? Then just plug in the USB video cam that you buy, right? And go inside. That's it, right? So this is the integrated cabinet that we introduced to you. All right. Infuse smart connected scanning solutions, right? What is this Infuse? Okay? So in short, this device is something that is a little different breed from what we have for the scanner portfolio, right? In the sense of this solution is an answer to all these unmet needs by partners that have their own solutions. This solution is addressing a need from some partners who are offering their own solutions, their own ERP solutions, their own accounting systems, their DMS solution, or whatever solutions that they have, right? Why do I say so? That is a need for them, right? For these solutions, right, when they sell it to their end customers, again, one source of data that they have to take in. No matter you say, oh, today we are in a digital world, everything born digitally, right? I guarantee you, every organization sure that's paper source data that can take in. So along implementing this, this part of this scanning or this capturing needs into their solution, right? They find that there's a few pain points that when they look into the market, right, nobody is helping them to solve this issue. What do I mean by that, right? So they want to have some effective way to actually build in this capturing solution into their this capturing portion into their solution, as simple, as easy as possible. Because they are not selling a scanning solution, or they're selling their ERP solutions, their medical record systems, right? So I want to have a very effective way to do things, right? So if you look at what the market has offered, right, USB scanners, network scanners, or the customer simply use MFP, even worse, MFP, images coming from MFP, right? And for them to implement all this using this traditional approach, right, is not cost effective at all. It's cumbersome to set up, it's cumbersome to maintain, and it's costing them a lot of resources to actually manage this small part in their solutions, right? So even for the installation, when they are trying to install these network scanners, USB scanners, it always involve, right, installing software, configuring profiles, teaching the end user how to use them. End user got problem, they will start to call them and say, hey, can you come down to help me to do this thing? So they need something that's easy and simple. I want to have a very easy way to do things, not to add complexity over my solution, right? But for these partners, is that they don't have a very good solution in the market to do so, right? They also need some way to actually stop errors at the moment of capture, or to actually detect errors upon the onboarding all this content that's coming into the organization. Now today we want to use this information as soon as it comes inside the organization. It comes through various sources, whether it's email, scanner, or whatever, right? So they want to, even let's say the solution partners, right? They might want to say that, oh, when their solutions check through the images, and they detect there's something wrong, some part not filled, or missing signature, or some of the data is garbage. It's wrong, right? They want to have a way to notify the end user when they're submitting a document. So using the traditional approach again, there's no very good way to actually do so. Right? There's no very good way to actually do so. It still involves a lot of complicated steps, and it's not helping to solve the problem. Right? Fixing the problem at the moment it was detected is better than fixing it after moments that is detected. Maybe half an hour later, few hours later, or even 1-2 days later when you're processing. Right? It becomes very expensive for you to fix this kind of issues or this kind of problems. Right? So they are looking for ways to actually do so. Okay, for any of these partners that's selling their solutions to the customer, to the end customer, right? They don't sell it in 1-2 days time. I've never seen that before. So it normally involves 6 to 9 months time of effort. Understanding the customer problem, designing the system, doing some POCs, right, and tweaking their system further to actually help the customer to to offer their solutions to the customer. So when they are about to go to the sales side, the sale part of it, right, the customer looks at their solutions and so they say, these solutions uses traditional methods, twin drivers, ISIS drivers, or whatever, right? Okay, it's okay. I get my own scanners. You just call me for a solution. So when this happens, the end customer always looks for the cheapest or the most economical scanners that they can get away with them. They think that this is sufficient, this is good enough for that solution that you designed for. But in actual fact, it causes a lot of image extraction errors. It causes a lot of reading errors when these images produced by these products are not up to standard. So the solution cannot do its best when it does do this. It cannot do its best, right? So when they cannot reach that kind of accuracy that it was built for, right? Again, they are caught, right? The customer will say, hey, your solution cannot recognize the image coming. It cannot recognize the image that I sent you. But you think it's not the solutions partner's fault, right? They are cut out from the hardware margin and still have to take the so-called lousy image coming from these devices, and it's causing them a lot of pain point, right? A lot of pain in their work, right? So with that, right, we come up with what we call the Alaris infused smart connected scanning solutions, right, which comprise of 3 things, right? 3 components. First thing, of course, is the partner's solution or the applications, right? This partner solution, this partner ERP solution, this partner healthcare solution, or whatever, right? You use the infused management software to actually manage the infused AX scanners that is across the organization, right? This scanner, it does not require any drivers, right? It does not require any PC, right? You can actually use the infused management software to actually monitor it, push down job configuration, manage the buttons, at all with the touch of with the help of the internet, right? So we're saying that this will be it comprises of all the perks, for centralized management or demand configuration that the market today is looking at, right? So let me show you a quick video again, right? To let you have a quick view on what this infused offer to one of our existing. So this is an infused scanner that actually comes with the. This is the infused scanner that's right. We already won the BLI. See, we won the BLI again, right? For these scanners, right? All the end user does is press button to scan. Okay. So if let's say there's a lot of documents or whatever, right? All they do is This is the first button to submit this document, and that's it. Setting up is very easy. Plugging up, scanning the easy setup sheet. This QR code that was generated by the partners, and that's it. Right. Under 5 minutes, right? Under 5 minutes, you'll be able to set up the scanner is ready to send information. See, the moment you see the button is really configured for, and they start to send the information to the solution itself, right? So how do we detect the errors that's coming in, right? So let's say the solutions is running some checks on the images that's coming in, right? They are running some checks on it, and they discover that there's an error, right? There's some errors, there's something wrong, there's something missing or whatever, right? Hey, they prompt you again. They tell you, hey, there's an invoice there's an invalid invoice. Can you please double check? So right at the spot, we will be able to, again, you'll be able to rectify that error and make sure that the things coming in is correct, right? So using the console, of course, it's easy. Anybody sitting anywhere, as long as they have the access, they have the rights to do so, they can actually go in and add buttons, configure all at the fly, right? Immediately all these configurations that you do, right, it will be reflected onto the Infuse so-called fleet that you deploy across many locations, right? So it's small, it's easy to use, right? So actually, it's different from the traditional push scanning that we actually keep seeing in the so-called today's market. Right? It's different. In this market, there's no way for you to actually do an easy setup. Right? There's no way for you to just run a setup sheet to actually There's no way for you to actually do an easy setup sheet. But you see during the video, right? It's like I just scan the easy setup sheet. That's it. I'm able to configure a scanner and that's it. Right? You can also see that you can have the partner branding so that the partner sells this solution. You see your brand, your company branding onto the scanners when you push up. Or you can, flash some kind of message to see, oh, any problems, right? Look for this desktop number. Right. This is all easily done in the Infuse scanner, right? Of course, you have the feedback messages to help you to catch exceptionals immediately. So I must emphasize again that it is your solution doing all these logic checks, and what Infuse give you is the ability to trigger a message back to the scanner that's scanning the images to you, to tell them, hey, there's something wrong, right? There's something wrong with these sets of documents that you're sending. You have to verify first before or you have to resubmit again, right? Okay. So of course we have the dedicated data channels, right? It's two different channels that's actually doing all these. One channel that's just responsible for the configuration setup, and one channel for data setup, right? To send information to your solutions, right? Of course, now partner is protected, right? They are protected. They no longer face the threat of those traditional, off the market, off the shelf scanners. The customer can say, yeah, I want to buy my own scanners. You can only use Infuse. You can only use this scanner with my solution. This is my solution. I use this kind of special scanner, right? Second, right, you are also able to so-called, think of it this way, right? You can also have ways to actually sell these solutions, right, to your multiple customers and manage them as a SaaS model. Right? This is all these perks that this Alaris Infuse Smart Connector Scanning is offering to the solution partners, right? Okay. Right. Let us take some. I believe we come to the Q&A session. I hope this session was informative for you guys. And if let's say there's any questions, we would use about 5 minutes, or you can type in your so-called the chat to so-called ASAs.
Thank you, Jingtang. That was a really interesting session. We'd like to invite questions. I'm going to be unmuting all of you so you can ask your questions or also type them in. Any questions, please? You can unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can type it in.
Hi.
Yes, please.
Yes, this you guys showed that MPS kit, right? That where we can configure any scanner to the MPS environment.
Sorry, can you repeat your question? Sorry.
Right. You showed that there that our scanners can connect to the MPS environment, right? MPS software.
Yes. So what's happening is that as I say, this you have a solution, right? Somehow DMS solution, somehow ERP solutions that you offer to your customer. What we allow is to use Infuse to build the capturing portion of it. Right. Remember the first slides when I go through the pinpoints, where it's troublesome, it's cumbersome for these solution partners to actually use whatever the market offers them existingly to do this final capture. We are making things simple for them. Right? We are allowing them to, incorporate something into their solution. Right. So this whole thing will be a solution that they offer to the end customer. Right?
Okay.
Their ERP solution, they're offering their DMS solution to the customer. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. This is always a common question. So I believe a lot of you that's on the line is that you are very interested and you have a lot of questions on the Infuse. So feel free to reach out to William, reach out to me, if you want to arrange for a deeper so-called discussion on the Infuse smart connected scanning solutions, right? Because this is what I went through, right? It's really very brief to give you an idea, right? What we are offering in this scanners market, right? An entire different way of doing things, a different way of doing things, and a better way, to help you sell more of your solutions to your market, right? Any more questions?
Yeah. Any more questions?
Let me see. Let me see. I think I saw something. Okay. So all right. Maybe maybe you are shy or you are shy or whatever, but it's okay. Let us so-called, if let's say you have any further questions during the whole review, please feel free to look out or reach out to William or me, for this for any of the doubts that you have, right? William, do you have anything for the audience, William? Yeah.
No. Yes, I'm here. I'm back. Yes.
Yes.
So I do hope everyone that able to learn something, from this session. With this session, you are able to bring across to your customers, like on the importance of the perfect page that is actually part of every of our scanners, and also some of the new interesting products that we have launched recently for the last 6 months that Jingting has shared with you. So anytime, after this session, for any of those topics that you may want to have a further discussion with us, please feel free to reach out to us. If you have any further questions after this event, but that you that you suddenly thought of, then you can always send an email to us, and also we'll have a survey that will be sent across to all of you to get your feedback about this session. State any comments that you have for this session that able to help us to improve our future session, and any requests for any further discussion or meeting via the calls. You can always state the request in the survey that you receive by the end of today. Thanks.
Okay, so thank you very much, William. Thanks, Jingteng. With this, we've come to the end of the webinar, and we have several more sessions lined up. So we will get in touch with you, and we would request you to attend the same. So have a good rest of the day ahead, and thanks very much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Thank you.